It seems like Naomi Campbell is always trending for the wrong reasons. And this time it's not just rumors. It's the feds. It's leaked footage. It's an arrest order with her name on it in relation to Jeffrey Epstein. We're talking about claims that federal investigators have been building a case behind the scenes for years. And now they're finally making a move. And if you know how they operate, then you already know they don't make moves unless they believe they blocked everything down. But here's the part that has the internet spiraling. Sources are alleging that there's video evidence tying Naomi directly to Jeffrey Epstein. Not just social connections, not just party appearances. We're talking about claims that she allegedly acted as a recruiter in his circle and sold girls music. And the timing couldn't be any more suspicious. The DOJ drops the files. The pressure ramps up, and suddenly music, it's game over for her. Now, all those years of brushing off questions and all those statements denying any wrongdoing, all those photos at these parties, they're being re-examined under a federal microscope. And now, with the judge issuing a warrant for her arrest. Well, let's just say that things are about to get super ugly. So, let's break down this whole mess and figure out how we even got here in the first place. No, child. One thing about Naomi Campbell. Her name is always going to come up in some nasty business. She's always at the scene of a crime. And at this point, it's safe to say that she either has the worst luck or the worst timing known to man, or she just might be mixed up in some pretty shady stuff. But the recent videos of her allegedly auctioning girls off to Epstein, well, let's just say that she is starting to look real sus. And from what federal sources are saying, the feds have been looking into her for a couple of years now, but they're only now making their move. And one thing you should know about the feds is that they never make the move until they're absolutely positively sure that they've crossed their T's and dotted their I's. They just don't play like that. So, if they're going after Naomi now, you better believe that they have their receipts on lock. But here's where it gets wild. Allegedly, the evidence that the feds have on Naomi included a video of her allegedly auctioning off girls to Epstein. The source revealed that the feds have reason to believe that Naomi allegedly worked as a recruiter to procure girls for Epstein. And given how far the feds are going after her, I guess it's safe to say that she's probably going to be the first major celebrity to go down hard after the Epstein files. And you better believe that with the pressure the feds are under regarding the Epstein files, they're going to make a scapegoat out of somebody. And it looks like it's Naomi. And get this, the feds are starting to put their plans into place with the first batch of files that was released by the DOJ. You remember the first batch of released files were redacted heavily, and it was pretty much impossible to make any sense of them at all. Well, the DOJ was pretty much forced to unredact the documents, and for obvious reasons, everybody was focusing on President Trump and how his name comes up so often in these documents that it's almost like he was besties with Epstein. But at this point, we can all tell that there was a low likelihood of the feds going after a president, especially since Kash Patel seems to be his bestie. But unfortunately for Naomi, she doesn't have the benefit of an FBI director bestie. So the feds are going after her, and they're going after her hard. So let's talk about what the feds possibly have on her, because it's not looking good for your girl. Naomi's name came up more in the documents. And now, there are allegations that she used the connections as a supermodel to help cover up some of Epstein's operations. Allegedly. So, if you've been keeping up with the Epstein situation for a while, then this connection to Naomi probably doesn't feel new to you. People have been bringing up her name alongside his for years, and it's one of those rumors that never fully went away, just kind of lingered in the background. And now, it started to look like there might have been more than she let on. But when the talk first started, Naomi moved fast to shut it down. She said she had no clue what was really happening, and she just met him through her ex-boyfriend. And then she was just as shocked and disturbed as everyone else once the truth came out. And that was her side of it, at least.
This is a direct character assassination. I've always said that I'm not a saint, that I am a work in progress, but I will not be held hostage by my past. What he's done is indefensible. And when I heard of what he'd done, it sickened me to my stomach, just like everybody else. I've rubbed shoulders with hundreds of thousands of people. The frightening conclusion here is that if the negative action of your neighbor, colleague, or even an associate can somehow make you guilty too, simply by association, then we indeed live in very worrying times. This affects us all. It is wrong, it's unfair, and it must be stopped.
But then the side eyes came in with a lot of folks who just didn't buy it. It looks like she wasn't just coming to meet music Epstein once at some random event and never saw him again. It looks like she was around at the parties in the same circles. And for many people, that made it hard to believe that she had no clue what was really going on. And then there's the bigger pattern that has fans feeling uneasy. Naomi somehow always ends up connected to men who later turn out to be questionable, to put it lightly. And after a while, people stop calling it bad luck. And when your name keeps popping up in these messy situations, this naturally makes people wonder if it's really just a coincidence or not. For example, do you remember when her name got dragged into the whole situation with Charles Taylor? Yes, that Charles Taylor, the former Liberian president who was later convicted of war crimes. Back in 2010, she actually had to testify during his trial over those so-called blood diamonds. And that's where things got messy. At first, she tried to say she was handed some rough, dirty-looking diamonds by random men in the middle of the night and assumed they were from Taylor. But then the details started changing. The timeline changed. The story changed. The explanation changed. And the more she tried to clarify it, the less clear it became. Well, the only thing that was clear was that she was hiding something for sure. And the crazy part about this is that she even straight up denied being given any diamonds.
And he was with people in which I admired dearly. He was with Naomi Campbell. He had Oprah Winfrey there with him, who entered the room and was swinging off his arm and just seemed like a very dear friend.
But her situation with Taylor and Epstein wasn't the only time she switched up on her former close friend, who ended up being exposed for being shady because she did the same thing to Mr. Diddy. Well, to be fair, everybody switched up on Diddy when he got exposed. So, Naomi wasn't the only one, but Naomi used to be posting glowing tributes to Diddy, calling him her big brother and saying he inspired her. Music, and they were everywhere together. Red carpets, vacations, industry events, all of it. In fact, she even threw him this lavish birthday party in 2023. Big, lavish, the whole nine. And what makes the timing wild is that it happened right before Cassie Venter dropped her bombshell lawsuit. And that's where things get interesting. About a week after that party, Cassie filed her case, and Naomi quietly wiped the entire celebration off her social media. And according to insiders, it was not because she stood with Cassie and the other victims. She was just trying to protect herself, so people didn't look into her too deeply. So, with all that being said, it's really not all that surprising that the feds are now going after her for allegedly selling girls to Epstein. Like I said, fans have been looking at her a certain type of way for a long time. It looks like there just might be some truth to the suspicions and rumors after all. But it gets even worse when you realize that this is not the first time she was accused of being some type of pimp, because British actress Katie and Noel once called out Oprah and Naomi Campbell, claiming that they helped pull some dirty tricks on her, which led to her being. Could be the moment Naomi Campbell goes down hard. And trust me, everybody's eyes are glued, because whatever happens next is going to shake the celebrity world to its core. Music,